team pick.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Starladder Season 9. We forgot to turn on our camera, so we'll have it for game number 2. But I'm LD Beyond the 7. I'm joined here by a very bright, bushy-tailed, wide-awake Merlini Dota. He loves Korean Dota.
Who doesn't?
Remaining.
Yeah, this is Starladder Season 9. Full details for the event have not been released just yet, although you can probably get an idea of what's to come. But this is the Korean group stage. From this, only one team emerges, earns that berth to Kiev for the LAN finals from April 17th to the 20th. So it's early. It's a round-robin format. Notably absent is Team Zephyr, as well as Team Eye of the Tiger. But nonetheless, one team's going to Kiev, Ben, so we'll have to see who earns that slot.
Who's your favorite going into this out of the teams?
I think Birdgang's got to be... I think they've got to be the favorites.
I thought Febby got kicked from Birdgang.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did he get kicked and then like re-added because they got invited to this?
I have no idea.
Maybe they needed somebody on the fly. It was a fake kick, a tactical kick, to lull their opponents into a false sense of security. Next level Dota, not the strats inside the game, but the mind games outside. But it is Birdgang versus MVP HOT6. You and I are woefully not up to date on our Korean Dota, but Birdgang definitely one of the top teams.
I know Birdgang is strong.
Yeah, they're definitely a lot stronger than HOT6 has been recently. So we'll have to see if they can bring that momentum into this particular match. For anyone who doesn't know the format, just straight round robin, best of 1 group stage matches. And then from there, we move on to the playoffs. So there's 7 play days, 4 matches a day. And then on the 8th, 9th, and 10th days, instead of an online playoff, we actually have a LAN playoff that Nexon is going to be organizing. So we may get some sweet camera shots out of this. I'm not sure yet, though.
Korean camera shots are always really funny. They strike these majestic poses.
They even managed to make like Sing Sing and AUI look super kawaii. So they've got some talented makeup artists. We were discussing our plans for makeup here, but just that's a story for another day.
10 seconds.
And on that note, MVP HOT6 versus Birdgang. Draft is underway. It was a first ban Invoker Prophet from MVP HOT6. Ember Spirit, one of the go-to carries in the Korean scene as of late. Been more popular of a ban in general. And Nyx get banned out by Birdgang. And it is the infamous first pick Ancient Apparition. We've seen this a lot out of the Western teams. Liquid, Cloud9, 2 teams who notably love their first pick AA. Birdgang reply with Clockwork Storm Spirit. And, well, when you go Ancient Apparition, no lockdown for Storm. That could turn out to be a problem.
Yeah, first pick AA is very risky. I think if you're very well versed with the hero, like Cloud9 is, then you can first pick AA and get away with it. But for the most part, it's generally very risky. As you said, they have no lockdown, especially for a hero like Storm Spirit. It's not that great of a counter engage, especially if they have BKBs. And he's a pretty level dependent support.
And I just feel his ult isn't that good if people aren't grouping up. I mean, it's still effective in some cases, but where he really shines is when he can hit like 3-4 heroes in a team fight. And against Storm and Clock, Birdgang looks like they want to spread the map. And Ancient Apparition can also just be food for those heroes.
He's definitely food for those heroes. But at the same time, OD is there to shut down the Storm Spirit. I haven't seen too much of OD lately, but he's still really, really strong. I'm surprised he's actually not picked up more.
Yeah, and I guess this does throw the lanes of Birdgang into question a bit. Probably wanted to run the Storm mid, but when there's an OD there, not really a suitable matchup. So they may be forced to safe lane the Storm, run the Clock mid, or go for another solo mid. But I do like the OD response, at least denying the Storm like his ideal lane, where he gets a really fast level 6, can control the runes, and hopefully snowball off of one good one.
Birdgang even set up for the Storm Spirit pick, too, with the first ban on the Nyx Assassin, which, I mean, Nyx Assassin is pretty strong, but at the same time, he's not like, he's... how do you feel about where he ranks in terms of tiers for supports?
Well, he's not just a support right now, right? A lot of teams like to offlane the Nyx.
Yeah, offlane Nyx is really good.
I just think Nyx is amazing because you never know what the hero's going to be doing. Like, offlane Nyx is really strong right now. Support Nyx is still pretty strong. Mid, I think situationally he can be quite good, and it depends on your team. But, like, for example, LGD used to run a really effective Xiao 8 solo mid Nyx, so I like picks where you have no idea what the lanes are going to be, and Nyx definitely fits that bill.
He's really good for Storm, decent versus OD, but he needs levels, and looks like Birdgang wrapping up with a Doom pick. Doom, also a hero that has been met with a lot of popularity. He shuts down so many heroes.
Yeah, and this Doom Storm combo, this is giving me flashbacks to that that Empire series. I think it was against Sad Boys. No, it was against Cloud9 back when they were back before they got sponsored, where they ran the Resolution Storm, and I forget who was playing Doom, but it was just ridiculous. Like, the Storm ended up feeding the first 5 minutes, first 10, 15 minutes, and then he still carried, ended the game like 18-4 and 15 or something. So this combo, if it goes late game, even though it's not like a hard right-click agi carry, you do not want to go late against Storm Doom.
You do not. Definitely not. And yeah, if you only have one of your heroes with most of the farm, it just like completely goes to waste. Like OD has like Midas, Mech, Sheep, Refresher, doesn't matter. You just get doomed, and that's that.
Well,
so,
you can always go for like the 5 Lincoln strat.
5 Lincoln strat works
if you can farm up a few, stack them on the. Then he just dooms somebody else instead, and you're still fighting 5v4. But
yeah, generally people like to run at least dual core, or at least just one hero up in front that can just do whatever he wants, like Bristleback or
Dragon Knight's okay, I guess.
Dragon Knight, yeah, he's so-so. He's decent. You want a lot of right-click power, even if you get doomed.
Yeah, we'll see what MVP's HOT6 have up their sleeve, but they've gone Rubik, Ancient Apparition, so like you mentioned, 2 very level-dependent supports, and unlikely to be active. I mean, Ancient Apparition, I think, is a little bit underrated as a roamer because of just how strong his Chilling Touch is, even at level 1, but, I mean, let's be honest. He doesn't have a stun, he's not a particularly mobile support, he's not going to push a tower early, generally. Cold Feet's, or, what's it called? Man, I just said the name of it.
Chilling Touch.
Chilling Touch isn't going to help you there.
Yeah,
so
it actually hurts you.
Yeah, slows down your attack speed, so... We'll see. I think MVP HOT6 draft is pretty inactive, though, and when you're up against Doom Storm and you're not putting pressure on them, that's a recipe to be in trouble.
Yeah, I definitely favor Birdgang's draft a little bit more, just because they have so many versatile ways to start off ganks, like Clockwork with a hook shot, Storm Spirit can just zip around and go on a weaker hero, Doom can just Doom OD, and they can just engage the fight from there. Like, outside of MVP's HOT6, like, how are you really going to engage on this team? In a 5-on-5 team fight. Like, maybe if you get a good AA ultimate, you can start things off, but like Storm Spirit shouldn't get caught in it. Doom will most likely have a BKB like 15-20 minutes in, and Clockwork usually isn't inside either. So the chances of you hitting a big Ice Blast is just very, very low. So looks like they're going with a Wind Ranger, which I kind of like Wind Ranger, but I only like her in certain lineups. I like it when it's majority physical damage. I can't really do anything against again, that's
right. Like, what's this Drow gonna, or this Wind Ranger gonna do when she gets hooked, when Storm zips on her, or when she gets doomed? She just dies.
She is a natural 4-staff hero, as well as a natural mech hero, so they have that working for that. But, I mean, so is OD.
And it's not really another core. Like, I mean, Wind Ranger could be your utility hero, but she's not carrying against Storm Doom. So, I think with this last pick, they've got to pick up, like, another greedier hero.
A very heavy damage dealer. Because, like, if someone hits with Ice Blast, they can't really shatter unless OD gets a big ultimate off. But let's say OD gets doomed, Ice Blast comes out, they don't have really any damage to follow up.
What would the last pick be at this point? There's Lifestealer in the pool, but there's a lot of heroes to kite him this game. Not that great against Doom.
Yeah.
I mean, what
Wraith
carry
King.
would you go for?
Wraith King's ownage.
Yeah? Are you on the Wraith King hype train now?
Dude, Wraith King is so good against Doombringer.
That's true.
Really,
hey, who needs multiple cores when you've got a two for one special?
I know. No, Wraith King, if he gets sufficient farm, you can't ignore him in fights, or he will just crush your heroes with that 8-second cooldown stun. And he still does a lot of damage, even if he gets doomed. And you really don't want to doom a Wraith King. You'll probably lose a team fight. But
I would like rage quit the game if my Doom ever doomed a Wraith King. I would just abandon immediately.
It's not a bad pick, and he also scales like really well into the later game, and especially like buffing up Wind Ranger so she gets lifesteal, OD 30% lifesteal. Although you don't.
If only it worked with like the Chilling Touch and the Orb.
Yeah, that would be.
That would be ridiculous.
But still, 30% lifesteal on a range hero is like disgustingly good.
And OD's base damage actually tends to be good because he builds a lot of like mass int items. So.
Yeah.
Even though the Orb is most of his.
I'm on the Wraith King hype train.
And they are dire side. Maybe a little level 1 Roche. I don't know.
Their life's terrible for Roche.
Yeah. Well, that Wraith King aura is super legit. But yeah, otherwise they're god-awful at level 1.
Yeah.
Bane, the last pick for Birdgang. Just a really good lineup at every stage of the game. I'd say where Birdgang really struggles is if they get pushed early because they just don't have much team
They
fight.
struggle against early aggression, I think.
Yeah.
Like, Storm Spirit might get crushed early in lane. Doom will too, but, I mean, they have an Enchantress to run around. MVP HOT6 just does not have the really aggressive lineup. It's more of a passive reactionary team fight instead of, you know, just guns blazing, just tower diving everywhere. They don't really have that sort of lineup.
And they go Puck as their last pick, so it will be I guess a safe lane OD and an aggressive tri lane. I mean, what do you think the lanes are going to be here otherwise?
I think it'll be...
Or so I guess solo mid OD, sorry. And then Puck safe lane.
It's either Puck off and Wind Ranger farm or Wind Ranger off and Puck farm, but I assume it'll be Wind Ranger farm. I don't actually know which of these players is their carry player, but we'll most likely see that from the items. But I like Birdgang's lineup like a lot more. If I had to rate their lineup, it'd be like a 8 out of 10. HOT6 is like
a 6 out of 10.
I wouldn't even say 6. I think it's like a 4.5 out of 10.
A hot 6 out of 10.
Screw that.
Yeah.
Divide that by 6.
Jesus.
It's not
I don't think it's a 1.
It's not a 1. It's like a 4.
A 1 is like 5 edgy melee edgy carries.
They don't have anything versus BKB. That's the big thing. Like that's on my mind right now. Like if they don't have enough aggression or push to keep them from getting BKBs, and once they get BKBs, Birdgang will just
crush them.
Yeah, trounce.
And if it turns into a farm war, I mean, having OD, Windrunner, Wind Ranger, and Puck isn't bad, but I'll take the Doom Storm any day over that.
Yeah. Like maybe if you can get like double Scythe of Vice, you'll be okay. But
well.
Yeah.
Now that we've written the obituary for MVP, I guess we should introduce our soon-to-be-fallen comrades from Korea. Guys, it's MVP HOT6 versus Birdgang, your first Starladder Korea match, your first Starladder Season 9 match. More information coming very soon. They're waiting for the ticket to be released. It was supposed to happen before today's games. It did not, but should be coming soon. Valve time. Literally Valve time, because we're waiting on them. We have Andrew playing the OD. A level 1 smoke from MVP does come out. Danny, your Puck. Boo on the Rubik playing support. Sunbee will be playing the, looks like, well, not support Wind Ranger, but just has the wards early on here. And then Adam handling the Ancient Apparition. And on the Radiant side, we've got the Birdgang, formerly Startail. Febby, the man who was kicked and then unkicked, I suppose, on the Bane. The tactical kick, whatever you want to call it. Tenbird playing the Clockwork. Solo mid, MP, who dazzled us all at the NSL Season 1 finals with the Storm. Solo mid, and then we have JYU on the Doom and Sky on the Enchantress. So my eyes are going to be on MP. His Invoker was really impressive in the NSL 1 finals, but well, MVP really looking to shut down this Enchantress early on, Ben. 3 wards already played.
They used a smoke too. So we're talking about, what, 350 gold already used.
That's a big investment.
That's huge.
And using up a smoke as well.
But Enchantress can go to the opposite jungle. It's just like whatever. Like if it's a Nature's Prophet, it's like, you know, it's a little bit more difficult. But Enchantress, you really don't want to mess with her in her jungle. She will crush you.
She'll wreck your face. And I mean, what are they gonna do if she's in their jungle? It's a Rubik Ancient Apparition. Maybe if they get her with a Cold Feet, but I don't see that happening unless there's a well-timed, like, imprisonment.
And AA has that level 2.
Yeah.
Which is very unlikely to happen early in the game. So it looks like
he's already there.
MVP's lanes are very strange. So they have safe lane OD, and they're doing dual lanes. So Rubik will be supporting top, and we see AA supporting bottom. And the Wind Ranger will have kind of a snipe. And I think this is actually very smart laning from MVP because in this situation, they should win at least 2 of the 3 lanes because of the range support just rasking out. But it really all depends on what the Enchantress is going to do. Looks like she already enchanted 1.
Yeah, sending it mid with the Tornado and trying to harass Danny here.
That's so annoying.
You know, the only thing I don't like about these lanes is not having OD matched up against Storm, because he can just crap on the Storm, whereas Puck more of a break even generally. The fact that Storm is already 7-1. Sure, the Tornado hurts, the Enfeeble hurts now, but most of those last hits came before everyone else came mid. I would like to see the OD mid.
OD shuts down Storm just so much harder than he shuts down the Doom.
That being said, though, they should at least hold their own top. JYU, I mean, they should win, but I just don't know if they're going to keep him out of lane. JYU, already level 2.5, and Enchantress is farming. Clockwork not dying bottom. I mean, for BG, they don't really have to win the lanes. They just have to not lose them too badly. And it seems like they're doing just that.
That's true. They really do need levels, though. And the solo offlane Doom on Radiant side is just pretty strong. He actually did not eat a big creep. I don't know why. All he needs to do, pop over here. The creeps are already there. I guess he's maybe scared of the Rubik. But like a Rubik OD is not going to be able to kill a Doom, especially with boots and Stout Shield already. So I'm surprised he didn't eat that for that. A little bit of extra gold experience and, of course, an extra skill.
Yeah, meanwhile, mid lane, Danny attempts the first blood, but the orb narrowly misses. Now Febby turns it around. There's no orb available, but no sleep either, so...
If they had a sleep, they would
just harassed. And Enchantress was waiting as well. Sky's here. He's got a Dark Troll Warlord, but no courier on the way. No opportunity to go on Danny. That really would have been a first blood if he had sleep.
Yep. But, I mean, I don't really think he needs level 1 Enfeeble to shut him down. Like, it's annoying, sure, but it sets you back so much not being able to set up, I think.
Maybe they're expecting the OD mid, but it's just Puck. Like, Storm's fine 1v1 against Puck if he plays it well.
Yeah, and it looks like he is playing very, very well. It's 15-3 compared to 6-2 on Puck, so Puck is just suffering heavily. Granted, there has been some interference from the Bane as well as the Enchantress, but still, it's not the most desirable lane.
You know, the other thing is that he knows... did he see the Enchantress go in his woods? I'm pretty sure he saw him right here if he was watching.
I believe so.
So that may be the other thing. Danny just worried about the backstep. And even when it doesn't come, I mean, Sky's farming, so... Not a good start for our friend, Mr. D, but we'll see if he picks it up. In the meantime, the one lane that they should be winning is this dual lane in the off lane, and they're doing all right. I mean, top lane, yeah, they're out farming the Doom, but he's level 4, so he's getting a lot.
Yeah, Clockwork is doing decently on levels as well. Looks like Enchantress is heading her way top. They do have this pretty smart observer ward over here, and looks like Rubik initiating on Doom. So if Enchantress goes on him when his health is down, he is going to be dead. Like almost.
Has been spotted here, I think. No, hasn't been spotted. That's a Radiant thing. But they do have to be cautious anyway. They know the Enchantress is missing, and here comes Birdgang, a pack of non-flying birds apparently on the move.
They're a double centaur. If someone gets... Oh, you went for level 2 brain sap too instead of sleep? Why?
This is very dubious.
Why, Febby? Why?
There's a reason why he was cut. I guess there's the stomp. The first one will connect. Sky doesn't need any help. Gets the double stomp up. The brain sap will be efficient now, I feel. One more brain sap. First blood secured by Febby.
But if they had a sleep, they could have gotten 2 kills, right?
Yeah, but this way he gets the first blood. They'll get 2 kills anyway. Big bad Doom on the move. Easily.
They were just not prepared for the Enchantress gank. And like if AATP's in, it doesn't even really matter. That's the thing I don't really like about the AA sport. Like he's just not very useful in counter ganking, especially versus an Enchantress early. And yeah, they're getting levels on bottom, but at the same time, you just gave your safe lane a double kill.
You know, I really would like to see this more from the Western teams, though, is when a team first picks AA, just pick greedy heroes that, you know, can, once they get through the laning stage, are really scary. Heroes like Doom, Storm, heroes that rely on you not having proper lockdown, because...
That's true.
I think the way Birdgang drafted is really intelligent, though.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Missed a solo kill by 10bird bottom. Adam will fall, and now he's on the run. No tangos, but goes for the TP out. Power shot! No!
Whoa, all he needed to do was shackle. Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa there, bro. He also could have power shotted for vision.
Yeah, he, like, outthought himself there a bit. That's, like, the most common juke spot when somebody runs around these trees. But unfortunately, he will fall, or will get away, so. Now the score 3-0. The better late game lineup on the side of Birdgang. This is not looking good for MVP. And the zip comes in mid. They'll start it off on the puck. The Bane's here. Another brain set. This time not a kill, but they keep on moving. They go to Dubu. They can drop a remnant. And I think it's enough to bring him down, but the Bane actually takes off the sleep, prevents the damage on Rubik. Febby, nope, too tanky anyway. Storm zips in. MP with the double. Yeah, even
with sloppy execution, they're still up 5-0, and
that was very sloppy.
Their lanes are just completely breaking down right now, and it all started off the back of this Enchantress, and this is what Enchantress is best at: disrupting the other team's early game, so that it's so difficult for them to recover. We see Clockwork on bottom. He has a hook shot. He's looking for an opening.
Oh, this A is food. No boots, no bracer. Just absolute food. He might be able to go for a double kill here. Goes in on the Wind Ranger, actually catches around the cogs, but where's the backup? He's going to go for the solo kill. The battery assault not doing nearly enough. The creeps have tanked it. Febby coming in. One right click will get one. Can he pull off the double kill here? He doesn't have brain set mana, but does have a negative earn charge. Febby-san with the big plays. Well, no I mean, he's cleaning up, but...
No boots, no problem.
Yeah, 3-0 and 3. Meanwhile, level 3 Rubik trying to scare off this Enchantress, but does have some backup in the form of Danny. The Fairy Dragon's on the prowl, but in comes Mr. MP. Gets Astral for his trouble. Now Sky on the run. The heal's ending soon. Can he get away?
Juking. Use the coil. He's waiting so long.
Juking. No TP. Figures he doesn't need to blow it. Has the orb. Throws the orb. And will get the kill. Really had to work for that one. Meanwhile, while that's happening, on the backside comes the Clockwork and the Doom. Drops the Doom on the OD. OD should fall. Will they get the deny off? No deny even attempted. All running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Adam drops. Now MP zipping forward. Looking for Sunbeam. Sticks up. Jukes back out. Goes on top of the puck, gets silenced, but it's only a level 1 silence. Now another zip, another slow, and they get him.
This Wildkin got 2 kills.
Big Bird doing the work. Now another hook shot. They have the cogs. Do they have battery cells as well? No, 10 Bird. A casual feed. Did not count as mana and underestimated the damage output properly.
They're getting a little bit overconfident. We're talking about like 8 minutes in, and they're diving at the T2, which is, I mean, they could easily just get towers instead and just ruin Horror, but at the same time, I mean, if they're confident that they're going to win, then why not? OD.
And they're not just that's not just a little overconfident. Like that was like a minute and a half long fight at the tier 2.
That's brazen.
And the tier 2 heroes are going to respawn in like 20, 30 seconds at most. And sometimes even less.
Yeah, I don't know why Puck was so stingy with his spells, though. Like, he was saving his coil, but it took him forever to kill that Enchantress. He could have just, like, silenced her from the get-go so she can't pop her heal and just burst her down with an easy coil orb and then just go on to the next person. But I guess he really wanted to save his ultimate. Looks like we see Enchantress going for those Observer wards, just warding up around the map. And I must say that MVP's vision is slightly better after the first ward. Rubik, not even level 6 yet, but the OD, very close to his Midas. He does have 1100 gold after his Gloves of Haste, but we see 2 people about to go. Doom is up right now.
And they're diving top. They have the Doom, a good defensive Astral. Buys them time. Rubik could be the target. No, they want the OD. They'll get him now. There's a grip on Sunby from the backside. Febby able to get off basically a full duration grip. And now Andrew next. He's got a Brain Sap. Cooling down soon. Gets the kill. A nice coil from Puck. Retaliation from MVP. But just no backup here. Where's the backup? They're all going to fall. 4 dead.
Where's the TP reaction? Like, if Puck TP'd onto that, they would have been coiled, like, at tower. That would have been so much better than him just walking over there. He had a TP scroll on them, too. And it's not like it was...
This is a very frugal Puck. Like, he held the coil.
Yeah, that's true.
He held the TP.
You just gotta go at it. Like, timing is of the utmost essence, especially when they have very... Like, they can't instantly kill people. He was just walking around getting doomed. He was just channeling Fiend's Grip, and those take a long time to kill people. And he was just showed up late to the party.
Yeah, well, there's a new party bottom. It starts with an Astral here. Tenbird sees this as a good opportunity to go in, but he really needs to back the hell off. And, well, they just don't have many stuns. He'll just walk away. Meanwhile, a smoke gank from Birdgang heading towards mid. But just look at how MVP have retreated. They're already in such a defensive posture. 4 heroes camping bottom, 1 farming top, nobody farming mid, and they still have their tier 1 up.
This is scary.
This is like... I feel like they're just conceding ground when it's not even being contested. And this OD still does not have Midas. That death top really slowed him down, and we'll have to see if Andrew can recover. But at this point, even if he gets a Midas, I feel like that's a huge, like, fool's gold kind of item. Because Storm already 1 Oblivion Staff up. In fact, 2 online. He'll have Orchid before this OD is
Clockwork
Midas.
can kill him. He needs a 4-step ASAP, I think. Just so he doesn't get killed by Clock. Like, you can't split farm against a Clock without it.
Yeah, that makes 3 heroes who can kill him. Orchid on the Storm, the Doom, and the Clock. All 3 of them can definitely kill the OD.
Solo kill.
Yes, let alone if they have backup.
Yeah. Well, early mid comes out on Doom. Expect them to be pressuring towers right now. MVP in no condition to push towers of their own, at least not in a straight 5-on-5 engagement. And I think they'll just try and trickle their way up the gold graph by using that Hand of Midas and split pushing, but looks like they will not be defending this tower. They have an AA ultimate on the stage. That's a pretty big AA ultimate.
Yep, unfortunately, there's no follow-up at all. It's actually kind of depressing. Where's the follow-up going to come from? No blink on Puck.
A Puck if he had any items.
Yeah.
But he's been...
But there's just nothing. Maybe the Shackle shot.
He's been too conservative, though.
It's got to be the Shackle shot. That's really it. But even if you get off a Shackle, everybody's tanky. Meanwhile, there was a hook shot. Tenbird jumping in on Sunby. Hits the Shackle. Big Bird latched up to Doom, but the Birdgang just doesn't care.
I mean, she had Windrun on, but she's still going to die. She's getting battery assaulted. She got brain sapped for like half her health. And yeah, I mean, Windranger's a decent hero, but only in some situations. Again, I do not like MVP's draft that much, and some of the weaknesses that are really showing are just glaring. And without a lead in the early game, how are they going to get through this mid game?
And that's an Orchid. That's a 12-minute Orchid on Storm, 61 CS, 6k net worth. That's almost 500, 600 gold a minute. No, it's 500, but that's still ridiculous. Doesn't even bother with the treads. No bottle. Does he even have a bottle? Yeah, he's been bottle crying. I was going to say, if he even skipped bottle, that would be insane. But that's very impressive farm, and really nothing MVP can do about the Storm now. What's it going to be? Maybe the Puck, but that's it. The only way to stop the Storm. It's a level 2 silence, so Is that even long enough?
OD can get a Midas and get a sheep at like 35 minutes.
I feel like you've already lost when you're talking that way. That's
talk.
loser talk.
I mean, if I'm in MVP shoes right now, I try and go for some like very man-heavy ganks. Like they need to send like 4 or 5 heroes to kill like a Storm Spirit, like even a Clockwork or Doom at this point, just because they're so darn far ahead. And they don't have BKBs up. I'm pretty sure that Storm Spirit is going to go for BKB next, and after that, they really just don't have anything, so they can't let it get to that point in the game.
There's a big initiation as Dubu picks off one. Now the Ancient Apparitional comes in, will connect on Tenmer, but that's really it. There's a Shackle. MP doesn't care. Just right-clicking away. He doesn't finish off the OD, but drops a Remnant. He knows the OD's dead, and he's out for blood, looking for another kill. Doom finally arrives, just in time to watch Windrunner retreat out, while the Puck jukes into the trees and will TP away, but in the end, they lose the OD for a Clockwork, and that is just not an acceptable trade. This is really just a one-core lineup right now, and he needs to not die.
Puck's kind of core, but not in the
Meanwhile, Febi's diving deep. He's found somebody behind the tower. The Brain Sap secures the kill. This Birdgang is vicious. No mercy. Well, here comes the TP. Still a Doom online. JYU, is he going to Doom? Not just yet. There's still a coil? Nope, no coil.
Poor MVP.
They're just getting clowned on. This is kind of embarrassing.
This is pretty embarrassing. Yeah.
19-5. I missed another kill. That's pretty embarrassing.
I don't think they should do first pick Clockwork. Or first pick AA rather. It doesn't fit into their playstyle. They're not like, they don't have enough control in the early game to utilize it, and he really shines like really early if you have aggression.
Not gonna miss these. Dubu dropping fast, earns there. He will fall, but they're gonna go for 2. Sunbee's next in line, and on the backside of the engagement is Tenbird. He eats an orb. He drops the cogs. The whole OD ult. I don't know if it connected, but it did like nothing if it did. Now the Doom onto Andrew gets hooked, gets zipped, gets smacked down. The birds just keep on pecking, and now it's up to Danny to make a retreat. Ports into the trees and will orb out and then TP away, but just a brutal beatdown from Birdgang. Vicious.
Yeah. I generally don't like when people just like copy top teams. Oh, these teams are having a lot of success with drafting AA first. Like, it needs to work into your lineup, and MVP, they just don't have good enough early game to do so. Like, going with the OD is nice and all, but when you're not pairing up against a Storm Spirit and you're not winning your late mid, then OD just kind of loses a lot of effectiveness. And I don't know why they didn't run him mid.
I really go back to the lanes, and it's like, this Storm should not get an easy 1v1 matchup against Puck, or, you know, balanced 1v1 matchup. You drafted OD. The point is to dominate someone in lane.
Yes, if you don't dominate in lane, it's a waste of a hero.
And it's a Doom off lane. I mean, is it really that important to shut him down? He's Doom. He's still gonna devour creeps. He'll catch up anyway.
I think they wanted to secure a farm for OD, but OD would be fine in that one-on-one situation. Like, Doom's base damage is high, but, I mean, OD is OD.
You gotta have confidence. Come on, MVP. Play like it. Oh, Febi's coming in now. There's a zip available. A blink on the Doom, but not delivered yet. Febi, getting shackled up, pops the Ghost Scepter, looking for a Fiend's Grip. On the backside, the Storm finds one. Where's that Fiend's Grip? He gets cold feeded, dropping fast. The Windrunner brings Febi down. Give me that 1,200 gold. Easy, easy gold. Now Sky, also retreating out. Will he escape? The coil connects on 2. The Rubik died on the backside while this is happening. And MP zips, breaks the coil. He'll feed 25-8. That is the best fight they've had all game long. And now, not done yet. Still chasing JYU. But he pops the Doom. He goes in hard and fast. And the Clockwork hooking onto his teammate. Hogging 3. Maybe pushing Danny away as well. Still alive. Another zip. It's a buyback from the Storm. Andrew will drop. That's 2. That's 3. Knock them down, boys. That's going to be 4. And they're all just getting bowled over. The best fight they had, and it just all fell apart with one Storm buyback.
Go MP. GG. That was no surprise.
GG indeed. Best of 1 format, so that's all we see of these two teams for this series anyway.
Birdgang clearly just outclassed in the draft, in the laning phase, in the aggression, just every stage of the game.
Well, I mean, considering that there's no Eye of the Tiger and no Zephyr, Birdgang, one of those teams that should definitely be in like the top 2 or 3 inside track to take this qualifier and secure themselves a second trip to a Western tournament.
Gotta be scared of 5NQ though. 5NQ.
Yeah, 5NQ, Birdgang, probably the 2 top teams, I would say. But Blitz was the expert, so we'll poll him afterwards and see what he thinks. But But for now, guys, well, he's an expert at Korean Dota. He's a noob at fantasy drafting. I'm kicking his ass. Nice. I have like 48 points to his 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's obliteration.
Pathetic.
That's like almost as pathetic
Blitz,
as this game.
Blitz, you're an embarrassment to fantasy Dota fans everywhere.
It's okay. He doesn't know anything about
easy
fantasy.
Points. I'm just kidding. But guys, that wraps up our first match. We've got 4 best of ones coming up today. We'll probably have a bit of a break here because this was a really short match. But when we come back, we'll be live with our next match. That match will be, drumroll please, Newbie versus 5NQ, scheduled for, let's see, 50 minutes?
Is Newbie the
50
Dream
minutes
Team?
No, not Newbie.
Oh, okay.
Like Newbie, N-E-W-B-I-E, like actual Newbie.
So
it might be another stomp.
Okay.
But we'll see. I recommend putting your rares on 5NQ. But with that being said, guys, we'll take a quick break here. We will come back for our second match of 4 for today. I'm LD. He's Merlini. We're from Beyond the Summit. We'll see you after this.